Marley and Dylan, great to meet you both.
Great to meet you as well.
Likewise.
Marley, how did you find out that there was going to be another Scream, and what was your reaction when you were first approached?
I was over another Scream. I'm friends with one of our amazing William Sherrick, and so he called me personally and he said, "Guess what? We're relaunching the Scream franchise, and Deputy Judy Hicks is going to be in it." And I couldn't believe it. I was like, "That is amazing!" And it was during the pandemic, and so just the idea of getting to do something creative and let alone be a part of this beloved franchise, I was ecstatic.
And Dylan, I heard that you heard that this was a possibility and you went, there is no way I'm not going to be a part of this. How did you get yourself involved? What did you do?
I mean, that is true. Well, it's interesting. At first, when I just got sent like a thing about it and it just said Scream, I was skeptical because I just assumed it was a remake. And so at first I was like, absolutely not. No way. There's like no information about it. It just said Scream. And I didn't know that it was like a continuation at all. So I was like, nah. And then I asked more questions like, well, what is this? Why are they doing this? And then I found out it was a continuation and it's a relaunch. And I was like, oh my God, okay, never mind. I'll do this. And I did like, it was the beginning of quarantine. I did like a tape, most actors do, but I hadn't done a tape in so long. And I hate doing them, but I was like going to do it for this. And I roundabout ended up doing a different part, and I was really persistent, and I feel like I kind of like forced my way in there, but I was excited to be a part of it. Yeah.
Marley, you turn up to set. What was it like for you walking back onto that set? What was it, about 10 years later?
10 years later, I have to tell you, putting on that deputy uniform, which, I got promoted to sheriff in this installment, which is pretty exciting. So, I was feeling myself with my sheriff's hat and my badge. But yeah, it was surreal to get to reprise a role 10 years later. And also not only reprise, but so many things had happened to these characters that were built into the plot, including having a 16-year-old son.
Was that the scariest thing?
A lot has transpired in Woodsboro. No husband. We don't know who the father is, but right. Or do we? Yeah. So it was a riot, and I think also just literally stepping foot on set that first day was fascinating because we were all wearing this PPE. So there were cast members in the scene that we were shooting that I didn't get to see their face until we were rolling camera because we all had masks on. So that was also kind of jarring and its own horror film because they're like, okay, action, and then you're like, oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, you would rehearse that way with everyone. You'd do the scenes together. You all have masks on, and then when the mask comes off, I feel so exposed.
Yeah.
Like, they can actually judge my acting now, and this is so
exactly. But where did my security blanket go?
Oh, no. How do I do that?
Dylan, do you remember the way you reacted when you first saw that mask, the ghost face turn up? Was it because I was talking to Jasmine and Mason? They said the first time they saw it was in craft services. Where was the first time you came into contact with Ghostface?
It's funny. The first time I saw it, I can't really talk about, but I'll just say it was startling. Like it's just I wish I could talk about it more, but it was either way. It's just like you're like, holy, I'm looking at a Ghostface mask. This is crazy.
You're kind of starstruck, frankly, because Ghostface is this iconic star of the film, essentially, right? And also Ghostface is tall. It looms over you. It looms over you. And I guess is Ghostface non-binary? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. But you're just sort of like a little tongue-tied, a little starstruck.
Well, do you know what? You're not going to have to be keeping secrets for very much longer because this is going to be out there for the fans to enjoy. And I hope you enjoy it too.
Oh, I'm so excited. So excited.